This is gonna be about, I guess, either sleep or Bezos. Just pondering now. Sleep or Bezos? I guess it gonna be sleep this time. This one gonna be about sleep. So yeah, hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics fucking podcast. I'm pretty happy to be here again. Today I can actually shout around, which is great. I hope that I'm actually not too loud so that I actually somehow fuck with my neighbors, which is totally something I do not want to do. So I said we're gonna go through sleep, I guess. As you can see in the background, I think we're just gonna head with the summary so that we do not lose that much time. Would be great, would totally be great. So we're gonna go ahead with chapter 13, iPads, factory whistles and nightcaps. What's stopping you from sleeping? And again, I do think this is gonna be just another sleep summary about blue light and why, your iPad and your phone and whatever it is fucking with your sleep. But yeah, let's go ahead. Why we sleep covers 5 major perturbations to normal sleep. The first thing is light. The suprachiasmatic nucleus responds to light to regulate the circadian rhythm by signaling to the pineal gland to secrete melatonin. Any light is disruptive to the circadian rhythm. Electric light delays your 24-hour circadian rhythm 2 to 3 hours each evening. Even 8 to 10 lux, or lux, it's Lux, delays melatonin release. A bedside lamp is 20 to 80 lux and a living room is 200 lux, suppressing melatonin by 50%. Which is, I think, enormous. But the problem, quote unquote problem, I guess, is that we are all actually somehow very, very used to how it is, to actually not actually being able to sleep, or we kind of adapted to it. Which means that I guess if you're actually using those glasses, there are certain glasses that actually somehow filter all the blue light out of all the light, which I guess will do a lot. Will do definitely a lot. I'm just very, very interested in how this is gonna affect your sleep and my sleep. If this is gonna just really, really up my sleep, or if I'm going through this and if I'm reading just this, I somehow guess and somehow think that this is just an enormous suppression of my melatonin. So I do somehow feel like 50% is a lot, and just being able to sleep 50% faster. Somehow, I do not know if you actually can say this or if you can calculate it that way, but it would be enormous. It would definitely be enormous and very interesting to see. Even though I do just really guess that those blue light filter glasses are actually very, very expensive. Very expensive. Let's see. Actually going to the first website that's popping up to see how much they are actually. Well, they aren't that. 40 euros, 20 euros, 100 euros. Well, that's only glasses. So the glasses themselves in your glasses quite. Yeah, they're not that expensive, to be honest. They're really not that expensive. And I somehow just expected more because, even though it's practically or theoretically such an easy product or such a simple product, because it's only a filter, you can just pop on, I guess. Theoretically, you should be able to just pop on blue glasses, like real blue glasses or some blue plastic glasses, and then it should also do the job somehow, because or actually. Yeah, I guess. No, actually, red, I guess. Something like this. I don't know. Theoretically, it's very, very inexpensive, I guess, or at my point of view at least. But, the markets and, all the product manufacturers do just want to have their money. Therefore, they just somehow, really fuck with you and just, have such incredibly high prices. But yeah, so the blue light is most problematic, suppressing melatonin at twice the levels of warm light. We respond most to blue light because we evolved from marine creatures and blue light penetrates water best. Reading on an iPad versus a book causes 50% less melatonin secretion and delayed the rise by 3 hours. Which is a lot. Which is definitely a lot. But well, it's a completely different topic. What's better, a book or just reading on an iPad or on a just ebook reader? Even though I do really think that if you're reading really on an ebook reader, it is way better than on an iPad, because an iPad didn't or wasn't made to actually let you read on it. Well, you can, but it wasn't. The intention wasn't there that it was produced for that. Just only for that, not like an ebook reader. Light can suppress melatonin for days after usage stops. Constant temperature. In natural, which is always something that I quite hear or heard or read or whatever, is that the optimal, and I do think this was actually in the 1-page summary of this whole summary as well, which is on the real top of this article. So if you want to get just the really summary of this summary, then just go on the alanchang.com website, go to Why We Sleep, and then on the first few, inches of the whole just summary, there you get a 1-page summary or just a really short summary of what he is talking about in the whole summary. But yeah, incredibly interesting that people actually say that the best temperature to sleep is, I think, was it 18 or was it 20? I somehow think it was 20.66 Fahrenheit, and at the end it was 65 Fahrenheit. Sorry, just read it there, and which is actually 18.66 this time degrees Celsius, which is incredibly cold. And I did back when I was reading it in the 1-page summary that it is incredibly cold. And I wouldn't be able to sleep with this temperature because I don't like it to be so cold. I also don't like it when I'm just having a sauna in my fucking room. Please don't get me wrong. But, I remember. Sorry for actually not turning off my shit. I'm very, very sorry. But yeah. The constant temperature. Well, never mind. So in natural environments, the temperature rises and falls with the day. This is used by the hypothalamus along with light to set the circadian rhythm, which makes sense because back in our really, really early days, we were all just, laying outside there, sleeping outside there. And I do think there are just certain, processes in our body that somehow are also related to the nature and whatsoever as this one. Totally as this one. Before sleep, the body ejects heat through densely perfused areas like hands, feet, and face. We tend to now homogenize our temperatures, suppressing the highs in the day and raising lows with pajamas and blankets. So we tend to now homogenize our temperatures, suppressing the highs in the day and raising the lows with pajamas and blankets, which is actually true. And I do think, I do kind of guess that the best kind of method to actually not being cold back in days was actually a fire, first of all, and second of all, actually other body temperatures, like just really hugging with another person, so to really get their body temperature as well, because we are warm, and even though we ourselves are cold, other people are so incredibly warm that actually, I guess, if I remember correctly, and I'm just trying to somehow explain what I mean, if you're shocked somehow and you're getting just treated by the, is it actually the Red Cross? I don't know, so by the ambulance or whatever it is called, or if you were cold, or if you nearly died because it was cold, the best way to actually get you some temperature or to get you a higher temperature than you have is not actually those weird blankets that are somehow out of aluminium that somehow just should you let you be able to actually warm yourself, but actually other people warming you quite, which is way faster. It seems to be way faster, but yeah. The best temperature to sleep at with standard bedding and clothing is 65 Fahrenheit, which is far lower than most keep bedrooms. Activities that help remove heat from the body, hot bath before bed expands capillaries, which after bath drops temperature. Splashing water on skin, sticking hands and feet outside blanket. Experiments using water cooling through a bodysuit reduce time to sleep and quality of NREM sleep in insomniacs and older people. And I do therefore guess that actually taking cold showers, but well, your body then needs some temperature to get, or some energy to get the temperature back. I don't know, I didn't actually got what they was telling there. So hot bath before bed, which expands the capillaries, which is like your, skin, somehow your skin actually, which after bath drops temperature. I'll see. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, never mind. Not gonna say anything against this. So alcohol is a sedative, causing what appears to be sleep, but is really more like anesthesia or anesthesia. It disrupts sleep by suppressing REM sleep and causing waking throughout the night. This is caused by aldehydes from alcohol metabolism. Alcoholics are so sleep deprived that the brain imposes REM sleep behavior during wakefulness, hallucinations, scattered thinking, and so on. In an experiment, subjects were tasked with learning a new grammar on day 1. When exposed to alcohol on the first night, they lost 50% compared to the abstinent group. Surprisingly, those getting alcohol on night 3 lost 40%. It's unclear if this effect dissipates after night 4. An unfortunate vicious cycle can result here. Alcohol disrupts sleep, which causes more fatigue and less behavior control when awake, which prompts more alcohol. Alarms. They actually said, which was I think also in the 1-page summary, that having alarms is actually one of the worst things you can have, because it somehow just puts you in a shock state when you're waking up. I do kind of feel this because we're quite all animals, and I do kind of feel like, even though, the problem is I do think we just adapt to these things, I guess for babies and whatsoever it would be just critically bad somehow, because they are just not used to getting woken up by alarms and whatsoever, rather than just by normally just getting up or getting awake. But I do guess we all just somehow adapted to this, which doesn't mean if it's good or bad anyway, but I somehow think it isn't that bad as they may say. But yeah, let's see what they're actually saying. The alarms, the best path to waking is natural without alarms. Alarms cause stress responses, raising cortisol, heart rate, and blood pressure. And snoozing causes multiple stress responses. Well, I do think not the snoozing itself, like pushing the button, but actually getting woken up over and over and over again. The life hacks on how to defeat the snooze button are missing the point. Rearrange your sleep so you wake up naturally. Caffeine, discussed in chapter 2, definitely. Because, if you're interested in caffeine and how it is actually somehow limiting your sleep or disrupting your sleep or making you not sleepy, then please check out, I guess somehow the second episode, because I've done so many episodes of this summary, I'm so sorry. But I guess it wasn't the first one, definitely not. But I really guess and think it was the second one. It should be the second or third one, and it was quite a big topic, quite a big chapter or quite a big part of the whole summary. So I do kind of feel like you will just be able to find it pretty quickly. Chapter 14, hurting and helping your sleep, pills versus therapy. I'm really against sleeping pills. I don't know. I kind of feel like, this is really just not good for your health, for your body, and for yourself. I don't know, I somehow feel like people who cannot sleep or people who have hard times to sleep somehow could be treated better. Maybe through therapy or some shit like this, but please not pills. I kind of feel like this, isn't making anything better. Somehow, a real treatment and so on could, but just taking some pills and whatsoever won't solve the problem, at least at my point of view. But I'm not a doctor, I don't have any clue of this shit, so I don't know, actually. So the best sleep practices. Keep the same waking and sleeping time, which is incredibly good, I guess, because we adapt to everything. We're just people and we're just creatures, I'd say, that live for habits somehow and patterns and whatever you want to call them. I have so much fucking... Is there... Wait a second. I just gotta get something to drink. Because somehow I'm very, very watery today. My fucking mouth, which is a little bit annoying. I'm only a little tiny bit. But yeah. Practice sleep hygiene, lower temperature. So sleep hygiene, quote unquote hygiene. So the lower temperature, reduce noises and reduce the light. And also, I guess, if you do not know, there is something called white noise, which is basically, I do not know, I've somewhere heard it, I guess, or read it, I don't know, I always don't know where I just get the information. But this is actually the sound that is in the body of your mother when you're inside, quiet. And this is very, very just great for human beings, just seem to be very great and just lets them, stress down, or actually relax and get calmer and so on. I think actually also relax their body, the muscles quite, which I think could actually help you. I do have seen quite relatively lately a video from Unbox Therapy, which is a great channel, by the way, for all the people who are interested in tech. And he actually just reviewed a product or a certain sound system, I would even say, that is actually producing these kind of white noises in different frequencies, in different just speeds and whatsoever. So you could totally check that out. If you do having problems with sleep, he says that it is incredibly great for his sleep, that he isn't quite even able to sleep any longer without his product or this product or this thing. Exercise seems to increase total sleep time and increase quality of sleep. I do think so, because it would make sense for me somehow, because I don't know, if you're just getting some physical activity, somehow you're getting tired because somehow you're just burning something. I don't know, if I'm just laying at home in bed doing nothing all day long, I wouldn't be able to sleep. And, but I do have to say it's somehow natural for me to just go outside and just move, which is me. It's quite me. And I do also think, and I do also know that a lot of people aren't like this. A lot of people just hate exercising, hate doing sports, hate being outside, hate being in the sun and whatsoever. So yeah. However, this doesn't seem to act minutely on a day-to-day scale. Exercise on one day doesn't necessarily lead to better sleep that night, but worse sleep on one night does lead to worse exercise the following day. Well, I don't know. I quite don't feel like, the first thing with if you're just exercising today, it doesn't mean that you're getting a good night rest today. I think it totally makes sense. I'm totally not arguing against that. Could be possible. I don't necessarily think that way, because if you're somehow making yourself so fucking tired through the exercising you're doing, then I guess you're getting a good night's sleep somehow. But I don't know. Could also be the case. But I don't know if you're just getting a worse sleep. Does that actually mean that you're getting a worse exercise day, a working out day? Yeah, I don't actually think like this. But yeah. Eat a normal diet, not severe caloric restrictions, like 2 less calories. I do think if you're just really hungry, which is, it's killing your sleep, I don't know if it's actually because of you not actually liking it when you're having hunger, or when you're hungry actually, or if it is really because of the body doesn't like it, So in terms of actually you getting distracted by it because you always have to think about, I'm so hungry, or that your body actually somehow doesn't like it. I don't know. Avoid very high carb diets, like 70% of your calories, or more than 70% of your calories, since this decreases NREM and increases awakenings. Didn't know that. I'm having a quite high carb diet, to be honest. Eating quite a lot of carbs. Yeah, I really do. Sleeping pills are typically sedatives that put the body into a state that doesn't fully resemble sleep. Similar to alcohol, deepest brain waves are lacking. Sleep timing with a sleep pill is no better than placebo, even though self-reported satisfaction is higher. This causes daytime sleepiness. Yeah, I could have thought about something like this, that sleeping pills aren't actually letting you sleep somehow, but are just, putting yourself into such a state. But yeah. A heavily medicated vicious cycle would just, turn into a poor sleep practice or poor sleep practices or stress reduces sleep. Sleeping pills cause next day drowsiness. Caffeine use and naps reduce drowsiness, but also reduce ability to sleep at night, causing more sleeping pill usage. Actually, I guess, if I do actually remember correctly, and I'm not quite sure, I'm really not quite sure, but I guess they actually pointed out that you should actually just take a nap in the evening and just sleep quite normally, or in the afternoon. I think more afternoon than evening, which should be actually the best practice you could do. I don't know. Or it was actually only from these tribes that only just have to get 6.5 hours of sleep, which is not that great for us, because we are living in an environment and in a space where we have very, very nutritious food and nutritious diet in general, and therefore we just need to sleep, which on the other hand all these tribes didn't have, and which was then the reason why they actually just could sleep, or were quite forced to sleep only for 7 or 6.5 hours. The tolerance of sleeping pills causes insomnia, withdrawal when stopped, thus maintaining the habits. I don't know, I kind of feel like, actually using pills is the last thing you should be doing. But I don't know, I'm not having that severe just sleeping problems. Sometimes I have. It always depends on, somehow some things. I don't actually know. But yeah, so the population studies show that sleeping pills increase mortality in a dose-dependent way. Suggestive causes, possibly with a root cause of abnormal sleep. Increased drowsiness in day, which could lead to car accidents, increased risk of cancer, increased infection risk, especially bad for elderly, and can't rule out that something upstream that disturbs sleeping is also causing all these other disease risks. Like, if you're just actually having sleep deprivation, which is the thing we were, I guess, going through the last time. So actually yesterday, which was quite severe. I do just really, somehow opened my mind to actually sleep more, even though, to have to say, I only slept for 6.5 hours this night. Because I got woken up in the morning and wasn't quite able to sleep any longer, not because I couldn't or I didn't want to, but yeah, I couldn't. I just couldn't. Unfortunately, and I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it in terms of headache. In terms of the speaking, I guess it's pretty good today. So it could be worse, totally could be. But yeah, CBT for insomnia. More effective than sleeping pills. In addition to sleep practice, above big part of alleviating insomnia is redeveloping confidence around ability to sleep. Forcibly staying tired and sleeping for at least 6 hours helps kick off confidence to keep adding on sleep time. Other prescriptions don't have clock nearby, or you don't have a clock nearby, or you'll clock watch. I guess, which just means that you're just always watching your clock. If unable to sleep, get out of bed and go back when sleepy. Don't lie in bed awake, which is incredibly important for me, or which was incredibly important for me, because this really helped me. It really helped me to just being able to sleep again. Like, actually, when you're not feeling sleepy and you're still laying in bed, actually getting up as soon as possible. Just trying to get asleep and really trying to relax, consciously relax, which is always or also something that helped me. But actually then getting out of bed, I normally then draw something and do something creative, or something that I can just use some time for and I do not need a screen for. The worst thing you can do is actually getting up and just sitting around with your smartphone and just, watching some YouTube videos or some shit like this. I would totally suggest you to draw something, read a book, watch some pictures. I don't know what you could do, but please do not just go to the screen or lay in bed. For me, it really helped. It really helped me to just have a better sleep sometimes. Go to bed only when sleepy, which is, I guess, incredibly hard for some people, because you have to work, you have to go to school, you have to do something, and you cannot just, get up and go to sleep whenever you want to. Often. Avoid daytime napping, something I actually cannot do. I'm not able to do that. Reduce anxiety provoking through thoughts before bed. Yeah. And I do also feel like that if you're just really positive in general, and if you're just feeling good, you're also able to just sleep better as well. But I don't know, this is just an assumption from mine, and I do feel like, when I'm feeling good, I'm just sleeping better than if I'm just feeling very, very bad. But yeah, I guess, unfortunately, this is the end of the episode, because, I somehow I could go through the whole one. The problem there is that chapter 15 is actually pretty long. And I do not quite want to force myself to go through it, because I somehow feel then I'm not doing such a great job of actually reading it and just, giving my shit to it or adding my shit to it, which is the reason why I'm doing this, It's not because I want to go through the things as fast as possible, but I want to just extract the best information, the best just knowledge for myself and for you as possible. And I'm not able to do this if I'm just somehow forcing myself to do something I quite don't feel like at the moment. It's just enough now. After half an hour, it's enough for me. I do feel like this is the best time for me to actually stop, actually staying concentrated, even though I do have to say I'm gonna record the next episode right afterwards, which is, something I just have to do. But yeah, I hope you get the best health, wealth, happiness, and success. But still, please remember to actually just watch your legacy, watch how you're gonna be remembered, and actually giving back to the people outside there, or giving to the world, Because, yeah, even if they've given you nothing, or even if they were just really shit to you, please give them back something, because it feels great for you, it's great for them, it's great for the world. So yeah, why not? Why actually not? But yeah, with this being said, I'll see you hopefully in the next episode. I'll see you.